Give me thy torch, boy. Hence, and stand aloof. Yet put it out, for I would not want to be seen. Under yond yew trees lay thee all along, holding thine ear close to the hollow ground, so shall no foot upon the churchyard tread, being loose, unfirm with digging up of graves. But thou shalt hear it. Whistle then to me, as signal that something doth approach. Give me those flowers. Do as I bid thee. Go.
I am almost afraid to stand alone here in the churchyard, yet I will adventure.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh woe, thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will do, or wanting that, with tears distilled by moans. The obscurities that I for thee will keep, nightly shall be to strew thy grave and keep. Something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my obscurities and my true love's right? What, with a torch? Hopefully be night a while.
Give me the mattock and the wrenching iron. Hold, take this letter. It's early in the morning, see thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light. Upon thy life, I charge thee, whatever thou hearest or seest, stand aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. Why, I descend unto this bed of death, partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring I must use in dear employment. Therefore hence, be gone. But, if thou jealoused, dost return to pry what I farther shall intend to do, by heaven, I will tear thee joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. In the time of my intents are savage wild, more fierce and more inexorable far than empty tigers of the roaring sea.
I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that. Live and be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow.
For looks this same, I'll hide me hereabout. For his looks I fear, his intentions I doubt.
Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth, thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite, I'll cram thee with more food.
This is that banished haughty Montague, that murdered my love's cousin, with which grief it is supposed that fair creature died, and here is to come to do some villainous shame to the dead bodies. I will apprehend him. Stop thy vile unhuddled toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore I came hither. Good gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Think upon these gone, let them affright thee. I beseech thee, youth, put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone! By heaven, I loved thee better than myself, for I came hither armed against myself. Stay not, be gone. Live and hereafter say, a madman's mercy bid thee run away.
I do defy thy conjugations, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy.
Oh Lord, they fight. I will go call the watch.
Oh, I'm slain. If thou be merciful, open the tomb and lay me with Juliet.
In faith I will. Let me peruse his face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble County Paris. What said my man when my betossed soul did not attend him as we rode? I think he told me Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so? Or did I dream it so? Or am I mad, hearing him talk of Juliet, to think it was so? Oh, give me thy hand, one writ with me in sour misfortune's book. I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave. A grave? Oh no, a lantern-slaughtered youth. For here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes his vault a feasting presence of light. Death lieth out there by a dead man interred. How oft when men are at the point of death have they been merry, which their keepers call a lightning before death. Oh, how may I call this a lightning? Oh, my love, my wife! Death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath hath no power upon thy beauty. Thou art yet not conquered. Beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips and thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced there. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet? What more favor can I do to thee than with that hand that cut thine youth in twain to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. Dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean abhorred monster keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I will stay with thee, and never from this place of dim night depart again. Here will I remain with the worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious shars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, better conduct, come unsavory guide, thou desperate pilot, now at once on the dashing rocks thy seasick weary bark. Oh, here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick, thus with a kiss, I die.
Ah, St. Francis, be my speed. How often have my old feet stumbled at graves? Who's there?
Here's one, a friend, and one that knows you well.
Ah, bliss be upon you. Tell me, my good friend, what torch is yon that vainly leads his light to grubs and eyeless skulls? As I discern, it burneth in the capelled monument.
It doth so, holy sir, and it is my master, one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long hath he been there?
Full half an hour.
Go with me to the vault.
I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death, if I stayed to look on his intents.
Stay then. I'll go along. Fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill, unthrifty thing.
As I slept under that yew tree there, I dreamt my master and another fought, and that my master slew him.
Romeo. Ah, alack, alack. What blood is this, which stains the stony entrance of this sculpture? What mean these masterless and gory swords, to lie discolored by the place of his peace? Ah, Romeo, though pale, who else? What, Paris too, and steeped in blood? Gah, what an unkind dower is this guilty of lamentable chance. The lady stirs.
Oh, comfortable fire. Where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo?
I hear noise, lady. Come from that nest. Of death, of contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come away. Thy husband in thy bosom lies there dead, and Paris too. Come. I'll dispose of these among sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not for question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay.
Go and see, for I will not away. What's this, a cup? Close to my true love's hand. Poison, I see, hath been his timely send. Oh, Charles, drunk all, and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips, hap lie some poison, yet nothing in them, to let me die with the restorative. Thy lips are warm.
Lead, boy. Which way?
Yea, noise, then I'll be brief. O happy dagger, there is my sheath. They rust, and let me die.
This is the place, there, where the torch doth burn.
The ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, some of you, where you find attach. Pitiful sight. Here lies a county slain, and Juliet bleeding, warm and newly dead, who here hath lain these 2 days buried. Go, tell the prince, run to the Capulets, raise up the Montagues. Some others, search. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot without circumstance descry.
Here's Romeo's man. We found him in the churchyard.
I'll hold him in safety till the prince come hither.
Here's a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took this mattock and this spade from him. He came from this churchyard side.
A great suspicion. Watch over the fire, too. What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning rest?
What should it be that they so shriek abroad?
Oh, the people of the street cry Romeo, some Juliet, and some Paris, and all run with open outcry toward our monument.
What fear is this which startles in our ears?
Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet, dead before, warm and newly killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes. Come, Montague, thou art early up to see thy son and heir more early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. News of my son's exile has stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
O thou untaught, what manners is in this, to press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities, and know their spring, their head, their true descent, and then I will be general of your woes, and lead you even to death. Meantime forbear, and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do least, yet most suspected, as the time and place doth make against me, of this direful murder. And here I stand, both to impeach and purge myself condemned and myself excused.
And say at once what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as a tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, there dead, was that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them in their stolen marriage day. It was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished thy new made bridegroom from the city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed, and would have married her perforce to county Paris. Then she comes to me, and with wild looks bids me to devise some mean to rid her from the second marriage, or in that cell there she would kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo, there he should hither come as this dire night, to help take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. By he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then, all alone, at the prefixed hour of her waking, came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at myself till I conveniently could send Romeo. But when I came some minute ere time of her wakening, here ultimately lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entered her to come forth, and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then did a noise scare me from the tomb, and she was too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems did violence on herself. And this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy, and, if aught in this miscarried by fault, let my old life be sacrificed by some hour before this time unto the rigor of service law.
We still have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say in this?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and then in post he came from Mantua, to the same place, to the same monument. This letter he early bid me give his father, and threatened me with death, going in the vault, if I departed not and left him there.
Give me the letter. I will look on it. Where is the county's page that raised the watch? Sirrah, what made your master in this place?
My master came with flowers to strew his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes one with light to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him, and then I ran to call the watch.
This letter doth make good the friar's words, their course of love, the tidings of her death. And here he writes that he did buy a poison of poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet! Montague! See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds a means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold. And whiles Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
A rich shall Romeo's by his lady lie, poor sacrifices of our many.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun, for sorrow, will not show his head. Go hence, to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.